Hello everybody and welcome to another video from Biotecnika. Today we are going to discuss CSIR NET Life Science Unit 8, that is genetics, important previous year questions along with their solutions. The topic that we are going to cover today is Mendelian principles and its deviations. So let's get started. Now this is a topic which is quite important from Unit 8, and questions come regularly from this topic of Mendelian principles. So I have taken out some sample questions and I will show you how to solve them, and I would want you all to apply the same concept to solve similar type of questions that are there in the previous year question papers of CSIR NET Life Science. Let's get started. So the very first question that I have here is one of the type where the cross is explained. Okay, so some phenotype or some genotype of the parents are given, the phenotype of the next generation is given, okay, and their proportions are given. We have to analyze this question and the information that is given here to find out the exact genotype of the parents. Okay, this is one type of question which is asked. So let's see how to solve this question. So a phenotypically normal fruit fly was crossed to another fly whose phenotype was not recorded. On the progeny, 3/8 were wild type, 3/8 ebony body color, 1/8 vestigial wings, and 1/8 had ebony body color and vestigial wings. Ebony body color and vestigial wings are recessive characters and their genes are located on two different autosomes. Based on this information, which of the following is the likely genotype of the parents? Okay, so how to go ahead with it? So for any genetic question, first of all, we will use some letters to mark the genes. So it is clearly mentioned that ebony body color and wing type, they are two different characters and they are both recessive characters and genes are located on two different autosomes. Okay, so if you see the options given, so it is given in the form of E and VG. So let's say that E is for body color. Okay, so in that case, E plus will be the dominant genotype which will code for wild type body color, and E will be the recessive genotype which will code for ebony body color. Next is, let's say VG is for vestigial wings. Sorry, not vestigial wings. VG will be for wing type. Okay. Now in that case, VG plus will be wild type and VG will be vestigial. Okay. Now based on this information, so we have to find out the genotype of the parents. Okay, now this is clearly mentioned that they are present on two different autosomes, which in short means that the genes are not linked. So if they are not linked, they will be following the Mendelian principle of independent assortment. Okay, now let's write down the information that we have about one of the parents. So it is said that one parent is phenotypically normal. Okay, so the normal parent's genotype, what it will be? So it will be wild type for body color as well as wing type. So wild type body color means it will have at least one E plus allele. The other allele will keep it blank because this blank can be taken up with E or E plus. Both of them will produce wild type body color. Similarly for wing type also, it will have one VG plus, the other allele we don't know, it can be VG or VG plus. Both the scenarios it will have the wild type wing type. Okay, so this is the anticipated genotype of the normal parent. Okay, the other parent's genotype we cannot comment because the phenotype of it was not recorded. Okay, now let's write down all the possible the possible genotypes of the offsprings that we see in the next generation. Okay, so I'm going to just erase this part so that we have more space to write it down. 3/8 are wild type. Since it is wild type, so what will be the so the wild type, what will be the genotype of it? So again it will be E plus dash VG plus dash. Okay, What proportion we expect? 3 by 8. Next is ebony body color. So if only ebony body color is given, means for the wing type it is wild type. Okay, so it will be ebony body color is only possible when it is small e, because ebony body color is a recessive character, so individual has to be in homozygous state. And wild type wing type, so for that it will be VG plus dash. Okay, the proportion that we expect is 3 by 8. Next, the vestigial wings. So for vestigial wings, it is 1 by 8. So vestigial wings, again, what will be the genotype? It will be E plus dash, because body color is wild type here, and VG. Okay, so proportion is 1 by 8. And the other one is ebony plus vestigial wings. So the only possible genotype for that is small e, VG. Okay, the proportion that we expect is 1 by 8. Right? Now what we will see is, we will check for each of the parent sets that are given in the option to see if these 4 categories of offsprings are possible in those particular crosses or not. Okay. So we will start with the ebony one, because ebony has a recessive body color. So if body color is small e, means both the parents have to give at least one small e allele to the offspring. Okay, that is again possible when the parents have at least one small e allele with them. Okay, so if you see option 1, the genotypes given, this parent do not have any small e allele. Okay, so the small e allele from this parent cannot come. So this pair of parent cannot have a offspring with this particular phenotype of ebony body color. In case of option B, we see that both the parents have at least one small e allele, so this is possible. For option C, again, we see that ebony body color is possible because because this parent here again do not have any single copy of small e. So this is not possible. Okay, so we have eliminated 2 options. What about option D? In option D, again, both the parents have at least one small e allele, so this is again a possibility. Okay, now let's look into the proportion here. All right, so the proportion expected is 3 by 8, 3 by 8, 1 by 8, 1 by 8. Okay, now if you see this option D, the genotype of this option D is what? Where both the parents are heterozygous for both the genes. Right, so this is exactly same as a Mendelian dihybrid cross, and if a Mendelian dihybrid cross of this genotype of parents happen, then in next generation what do we expect? We expect a proportion in 9:3:3:1 ratio, right, where 9 by 16 will be dominant for both the genes, 3 by 16 will be dominant for one, recessive for another, 1 by 16 will be recessive for both. Correct? But the ratio that we see here is not 9:3:3:1. Okay, so we eliminate this as well, and the only option that can fit the situation is option B. Okay, now if you have time, you can go ahead and make a cross of these 2 genotypes to see if this proportions you are able to get or not. Okay, so there can be 2 different ways of doing it. You can make a Punnett square and check. Also, you can proceed with probability. Okay, the multiplication rule of probability you will have to apply to find the possible genotypes and their proportions. All right, so like this we can solve this question. Moving on to the next type of question. This is from blood group. Blood group related questions are pretty common in CSIR NET exam, and it has been asked repeatedly. So what do we have here? So the blood group of the babies are mentioned as A, B and AB. In order to identify the parents of the babies, the blood group of the parents were determined. Okay, so parent set 1 has A and AB, parent set 2 has AB and O, and parent set 3 has B and AB. Okay, so here what they are trying to do, they are trying to allot a particular child to a particular parent set. Okay, now to do that, it is important to understand the blood grouping mechanism. So we know that blood group can be coded by 3 alleles, IA, IB and IO. IA and IB are codominant, okay, whereas IA and IB are dominant to IO. Okay, so IO is the recessive one. All right. Now, what we will do here is looking at the phenotype of the parents. So, we will first write down what all possible offsprings they can have. Okay, or what all possible blood groups in the offspring they can have. So, for this particular in parent set 1, what do we get? So, the offsprings can be of A blood group. How A? Because this individual has the allele IAIB. This individual has two possibilities. If the genotype is IAIA, so in that case IAIA comes up and becomes A blood group. But this individual can also be heterozygote and have a genotype of IAIO. Okay, so in this situation, even IB can come with IO and form an individual with B blood group, and the allele with IB can go and combine with IA to make the AB blood group. Okay, so these three possible phenotypes are there. For parent set 2, AB and O, so this is straightforward. So this is IAIB, and the individual with O blood group will have only one possible genotype, IOIO. Okay, so the possible blood groups of their offspring will be either A or B. Now for parent set 3 will be same as the concept we saw for parent set 1. So here also it can have 3 blood groups, that is A, B and AB. Okay. Now what do we see the conclusion? So the baby with blood group A is the child of parent set 2. Now this is wrong because we can see that blood group A can be possible by all 3 sets. Okay. Second, the baby with blood group AB is the child of parent set 1. Okay, that again we cannot say because AB blood group is possible in the offspring of parent set 3 as well. Okay, again not possible. Option C says that blood group B is the child of parent set 3. Again, B blood group can be a child of all the, in each of this parent set. Okay, so again this is not a conclusion. So what will be the answer? So none of the things we can conclude. The only thing we can conclude here is that the child with AB blood group is not a child of parent set 2. Okay, because AB blood group is not possible in the offspring of parent set 2. But that conclusion is not mentioned here. So the answer will be parentage of none of the babies can be determined from the given information.